Hey, what's up, y'all? This is me, Van. Um, just wanted to just kind of point out one of the most illest experiences ever in my life. I've been through some crazy things in my day. So, as y'all recently followed my videos again or watched my previous video about the whole New Era fan appreciation experience. Yeah. Um, so actually was in Buffalo this past Sunday, or flew in Sunday and stayed there for a couple days, and actually got to meet up with a few other hat collectors, and it was crazy because this is like New Era Caps. This is their first time doing something like this ever. They've been planning this for a while, but essentially they kind of picked, 10 of their favorite collector people, on various social media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, where you're posting your hat collection, showcasing your hats off, fitteds off, New Era was there to see you, and yeah, it was an incredible experience to say the least. It's almost like, like in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it's like finding the golden ticket, and you going out there and they treat you almost like a celebrity in a sense. Kind of just a quick play-by-play of the trip. It was a long flight. First of all, I had to get up 6 Pacific Standard Time, or my flight was at 6 Pacific Standard Time, so the night before, I was at the point, hanging out with some friends, and I was like, I'm just going to stay up all night. So I was at a friend's barbecue for his little barbecue birthday type deal. Did a little drinking. Met up with another friend at a bar. Got drank there, and then I met up with my other friends who was finished eating happy hour, and then I just chilled at their spot for a little while. Just kind of watch a few episodes of some show. What was on TV, and so I stayed up all night, and I barely really slept on the plane. Flew into Midway, and there's a bit of a delay, so it took a little long. It didn't take too long. It's like an hour longer than what I expected, but it all worked out. Got into Buffalo around 4 p.m. and I wish I had a picture. I wish I took a picture of it because I didn't want to take I saw the guy. I have a chauffeur. There was a chauffeur waiting for us to pick us up to drop us off at the hotel, and it had one other guy. It had another guy's name and it had my last name, and I was hesitant at first because I'm like, is that really for me? And then I asked him, and he's like, yeah. And then we waited about 5 minutes for the other guy to show up, and it turned out later on, but we didn't know at the time that he was actually on the same flight that I was. So I found that to be kind of crazy itself. But anyhow, he drove us to the hotel at downtown Buffalo, and it's an older fashioned hotel, but they actually renovated their room. So once we checked in, it was a really nice room actually. So and we each had our own individual rooms, which I kind of found crazy because they were paying for it, I guess. So I figured it would kind of cut corners or whatnot. But man, yeah, like the room was nice. And then we they gave us like some bags, they gave us a bag, like a gym bag full of stuff, of New Era craft in it. And there's also like another bag with like chocolates and Frank's Red Hot sauce, which I actually found out was made in Buffalo. I did not know that. I found, Frank's Red Hot sauce, I thought it was a Louis Anthony thing, so, but it makes sense because Buffalo wings and all that, and they use that on Buffalo wings. But anyway, we met up like an hour later in the lobby, and met up with most of the crew, and they took us sightseeing at Niagara Falls and checked that out. And man, like Niagara Falls is pretty big. I'm not gonna. This is intense. It's nice to see. They told us like there's because it's right on the Canadian border essentially, so you're right there. So you know, they said the Canadian side's a lot cooler than the American side because there's more things to do over there. Even though the view is similar, but you know, nonetheless the view was awesome, and it was nice to kind of just you know, check something out. That was nice. And then you know, so we went sightseeing for a bit and kind of just met up with everybody, and then they took us to dinner at some new Italian restaurant afterwards, and we met with a couple of other guys that just showed up at the hotel. They literally just showed up. I don't think they even had a chance to really check it. You know, so that was kind of funny. Once we went to the restaurant, it was like a new restaurant that opened like 2 days before, and the food was really good, but there was a lot of food, so we couldn't. I felt bad because we couldn't finish the food, but he just gave us so much food. It was just family style, and then we had drinks, you know, along with it, and we're like, oh, don't even worry about it. You know, everything's comped or whatever. The thing about Buffalo on Sundays, though, is like it's really dead. It's like even during the day, there's like not really much going on downtown. So people do other things, go Niagara Falls during the day, I guess. But yeah, downtown life was dead. And then we tried to go drinking at a bar, but you know, the bars were closed. So what the type thing that what they did was pretty cool. You know, we essentially made a beer run. We just went to local Walgreens and got a few cases of beer and went back to the hotel and chilling in like a, you know, a lounge, outside lounge patio type area in the hotel, and then we just had beers there. It's kind of funny because and that's where really when we all had a chance to really get together and kind of just vibe and share our passion for hats. You know, and it's like, you know, we were just like amazed at like how we were all here and how they, you know, they picked us, you know, to kind of represent, you know, fans. And you know, what's crazy was we asked, like, you know, how did they pick us? And basically this came down to you know, the social media coordinator. I don't even know what the official title is, but Erin, essentially, was her name, and she just like, I just picked my favorites, and it was crazy, but that she, you know, she considered us like among her the best of the best, or her favorite people that, you know, have a passion for New Era caps and hats in general, really. But we all share. We all feel that New Era consensus. You know, we all have a unanimous choice that New Era's, you know, make the best quality caps. You know, better than most other brands. I'm not trying to slam other brands, but you know, it's the most consistent, and you know, there's so much variety for them too. So you know, yeah, we were all having a good time and sharing some laughs, and you know, it was crazy because we all have a bit of disdain for snapbacks too. So it was tight that everyone in the group loves to fit, you know, fits all day every day. I dabble with snapbacks, and a couple other guys do as well. You know, have a couple here and there, but you know, fit it on the dome, man. That's all. You know, so we actually had to cut it short. They actually told us to get back in or told us to wrap it up around 12:30 because they're getting noise complaints, and you know, we might have been a little bit loud, but I didn't think we were being rowdy whatsoever. So being that you know, it's 12:31 Eastern time, but for me it's like 10 Pacific time, so I'm still kind of not used to going to sleep that early. So I would go in the room, watch TV, you know, do a little Instagramming, and then, you know, called up my boy back home and kind of just give him some details and, you know, how crazy this trip was, and like, you know, we kind of knew what was going on tomorrow, but not really. So I think I only got like 6 hours sleep that night, so I'm still a bit sleep deprived, and I was kind of surprised actually. But like I woke up, ready to go, and the nice thing was everyone was, they said show up at 8:45. I think I was like the next to last person. I showed up like 5 minutes early, 8:40. Everyone else was there, and then the guy said last guy showed up like a minute later. So we were all ready to go. I was like, all right, it's on. We were all excited. We kind of knew what to expect, but not really. They treated us to, they gave us some day passes, with our names on it, and it was cool because it had like the sticker hologram with our hat size, so with our names on it. It's kind of like a day pass, so we could go to inside their corporate headquarters. So they took us there to go eat breakfast, and we met a couple of their higher ups or whatever, and they treated us like a continental breakfast, and we kind of had a little chat there, and then from there we went to their like manufacturing factory facility in Derby, which is like a half-hour ride, and it's kind of in the boonies, and this is where like their original headquarters was at before they moved to their current building in downtown. So it was crazy. It was awesome to see. I mean, like it was like this is like the place where they make the hats from start to finish. So and they gave us a tour, and it was like I think everyone was really excited. Everyone was super excited. And it was like, can we take pictures? Can we take pictures? And they're like, yeah, you can take pictures except for a couple places, and we'll tell you when you can't take pictures. So at those times we couldn't take pictures, but obviously, like almost every second, it seemed like at least someone was snapping the picture. I didn't really feel right doing video footage because, for one, I probably would have recorded the whole damn thing, and it was a lot of fun. But it was kind of hard to hear the tour guide if you weren't close enough to her, because all the machines were going on at the same time. So because everyone's making them making their hats, and it wasn't no sweatshop. that was my first thought. Then I was like, oh, it's kind of like a sweatshop, but everyone, no one's getting pounded, or I'm sure everyone gets paid. So, and we also, kind of throughout this tour, they kind of gave us a little like bits of pieces of like fabric and things, material that would go on the hat. Things from like the fabric to the little like hat size thing to the button up top, and it was crazy. I didn't even think that they have the largest hat they make is a 8 3/4. I didn't even think it went higher than 8 1/4, but